What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Trading Crypto live stream. Give me a 1-2-1-2 if everything sounds clear, if the music's not too loud. Actually gotta turn the music down just a little bit. We're gonna get rolling. What a crazy couple of days. Just a little taste of what a bull run feels like. It feels like, huh? Zilliqa and GALA going to the moon. It's pretty much all we've been talking about in the Discord. We've just been making that money. Feels like. So BTC in the week chart, this is last live stream. This was kind of what I was looking for, the how the WTX is called the bottom every single time except the most recent one. And what I'm currently looking for is another green signal on the WTX. I think that's going to be the confirmation bottom. You can see on the week chart, the main volume area is around that $10,000 area. That's what people are using to call that $10,000 Bitcoin. It's the main volume area, and there's also a huge volume gap if we fall below that 17,000, which we have done before. But you can see there's a pretty large volume gap right there on the week chart, all the way down to 10,000. So that's where people are getting that $10,000 Bitcoin prediction. I personally think we're going to be around 13, 14 bottom. But let's go to the 4-hour chart and do some TA on BTC. So BTC right now, you can see WTX did flash a red signal. So especially since Powell's going to be speaking, we had this nice little run up here. BTC flashed a sell signal. RSI also flashed a signal where saying, hey, it might be a good time to take profit. MACD is heading downwards towards a bullet or bearish crossover. So that's just something we have to take into consideration here. Bitcoin's RSI is high, WTX is flashing sell, and the MACD is about ready to flip bearish on the 4-hour. So we had a nice little rally going on here, but I think the time for longing might be over, and it might be a short play for tomorrow, the next day or so. So let's draw a fib on this and see what's going on. I think I actually drew it from here to here last time, and I was correct. Yeah, so we actually got rejected at the 0.5, went back down to the 618 right here for BTC. You can see we do have a main support at 17,084. If we fall below that, we're heading back down to the main volume area at around 16.8. You can see there's also a main support area right there and the 786. So there's kind of a triple support area going on with BTC in this general area. You can see there's a lot of price action going on between those three areas right there. So this is kind of a safety net for BTC down in this 16.8 area. If we break below this 16.8 area, that's where we have to start getting concerned for BTC. But personally, indicators are flashing, we're overbought. Last time this has happened on the 4-hour was back in October, and you can see what happened after that. October right here, we had the crash leading up to the bigger crash. So last time we got a sell signal on the WTX in the 4-hour chart, it was followed by a retracement. And prior to that, we got it right here before that big crash in September. So it seems to be accurate on the 4-hour. The WTX showing this sell signal has been accurate, calling a decent sized movement to the downside. So I'd be cautious right now in some trading. I might be looking for some shorts. I'm a bearable bull. Yeah, I think it might be a time to start looking for shorts. So one more BTC chart, and then we'll start looking at some altcoins. I don't think it was this one. I think it was, which one was it? I think it was Coinbase that I was drawing it on. Yeah, so I just wanted to point this out. This is pretty interesting right here, these lines that I drew. So you can see this is the top of BTC at around 16.8, and then we had this consolidation. We had the hammer shot us down to this area at 29 to 28. We consolidated there until we got the hammer, dropped down to around 18 to 24. We got the hammer. We dropped down to 18 to 21, got the hammer, and you can see the pattern that's going on here. And I just want to point out that we are in another one of these type of channels. So that's just something to take into consideration. That I would be expecting a move up to around, I don't know where, around 18 or so, and then possibly a hammer down to around 14K. I just want to show you that we are repeating this pattern on BTC once again. There's a possibility for another larger drop coming in eventually. Okay, so let's get into some altcoins here. I know the Discord channel requested quite a few, but I'm going to look at Zilliqa and GALA real quick just to start it off. So here's Zilliqa on the 4 hour. I actually want to look at Zilliqa on the 1 hour. Actually want to get rid of these prices real quick. One sec while I figure this SRV out. These prices are there we go. Okay, so 4 hour chart for Zilliqa right now. We actually retraced down to the 382 right here at 2.3, got a decent sized bounce off of that. We still do have the red sell signal on the WTX. We still are overbought on the RSI, and the MACD still is heading downward, so I'd be cautious on entering right here. I think a short might be another good opportunity here, possibly just above the 236. So you can see 2.5 is the 236 area right here, so I'd be keeping an eye on a possible wick up past that might be a good opportunity to enter a short, and then ride this thing down, because it all depends on what you think Powell's going to do. But usually we have a run up before Powell speaks, and then every time he opens his mouth, BTC dumps. So it's kind of what I'm expecting here. But I want to look at the 1 hour in Zilliqa because it's a little bit more information. So 1 hour, I actually got out of this. I put my stop loss right here at 24.9. So as soon as this big red candle hit, it hit the 236, and my stop loss hit. So thank goodness for that. Made a decent sized profit on Zilliqa, and then I was going to short it, but then decided not to. So I'm currently out of Zilliqa completely right now. You can see similar on the 1 hour chart. We did bounce off the 382, working our way up to the 236. MACD is about ready to flip bullish. The WTX actually retraced a decent amount, which is actually pretty healthy. We just still have the overbought on the RSI, but we can be overbought on the RSI and still continue upwards. So the 1 hour chart's kind of looking good for Zilliqa, but I'd still be hesitant on getting in right now. You can see the main volume area is at 2.4. I mean, if you're already in and you're, stop loss or your liquidity's all the way down, or liquidation's all the way down at 7.8, and you feel risky, just let it ride and see what happens. But I wouldn't be entering for long right now. That's for sure. So short term right now, I'd be keeping an eye on the 236 right here. If we break above that, we have the main volume area at 2.6 to deal with. You can see that was a major resistance for us today on this 1 hour chart. We just constantly battled this main volume area. We only broke over it once before it finally shut us down, and we dropped down to the 382 right here. So this main volume area is very difficult to get over apparently, and that's what put the nail in the coffin and shot us down to the 382. I think we might be heading up to test it once more, but I just don't think we have the juice to get over it. I think it might be shorting time for Zilliqa, but who knows, I could be wrong. But I'm starting to lean towards a short on Zilliqa, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on that for a possible entry. GALA's having a decent recovery right here. So GALA led the retracement. So I was trying to keep a close eye on GALA and Zilliqa at the same time, but I was at work today, and what I found out is GALA actually had this huge drop 30 minutes before Zilliqa did. So if I was able to catch that drop on GALA, I would have got out of my Zilliqa right then. So GALA still leads Zilliqa. So everything that's been happening to GALA, it's happened to Zilliqa approximately 30 minutes to an hour later. That's something that I've kind of noticed, and that's why I was keeping a close eye on both the charts today at work. But you know how work goes, you can't be staring at the screen all the time, and unfortunately GALA dropped and I didn't catch it in time, and then Zilliqa followed suit afterwards. Yeah, just to show you the similarities, let's toss Zilliqa over top of GALA. So see, who knows? Maybe Zilliqa's in this phase of the GALA run. That's just something interesting that I just saw right here. So who knows? Zilliqa might have another big leg up if you like looking at the charts that way. You can see up to the 382 right here. Then Zilliqa's the orange one, went up right here, went down. The second run up, it went up. Second run up, Zilliqa went up, and then this went down. So we could be possibly looking for a third run up on Zilliqa if you want some hopium, but I'm not going to play with that. I won't gamble on that. But right now on GALA, I'm holding my Zilliqa long. F it. Might as well. So you'll test my theory. You'll make bank while all of us exited Zilliqa. Okay, so right now, GALA's actually bouncing off the 382 right here. MACD is starting to head towards a bullish crossover. WTX retraced a decent amount. Our RSI still massively overbought, but you can see we were overbought since the initial liftoff, and we've still been continuing up higher. So GALA is actually looking pretty good. And like I mentioned before, GALA leads Zilliqa. So if you are a Zilliqa holder, I'd be keeping a close eye on the GALA chart, because whatever GALA does, Zilliqa has been following approximately 30 minutes to an hour later. So right now, I think for GALA, if we break over this 382, we'll be retesting this 5 cents area. This 5 cents area shut us down. We wicked right up to it and then got rejected from there, and that caused us downtrend on GALA. So with the MACD about ready to flip bullish, we could be seeing another attempt up there. The only bad part is WTX is pretty high and we still are overbought on the RSI. So it'd be more beneficial if those indicators were lower, but I don't think it's going to happen for the time being. So let's just keep an eye on the 382 pump up here at 4.4. If we break above that, we'll go 5.5 or 5. Break above 5, then it's 5.7. But like I mentioned in my video I posted this morning on GALA, eventually patterns end. And you can see there's usually 3 phases in a run up. I've gone over this before in a couple streams. You have the gradual movement upwards, and then you have the second one where you have a slightly steeper movement upwards, and then you have a third one where you have a really steep move upwards, which we just hit. And as you can see, this uptrend right here, we did just break below that, and we're currently testing it right now as resistance. So I guess we have to actually get over this 236 to be bullish on GALA. We're testing this uptrend line as resistance. But usually there's 3 phases in an uptrend. You have the gradual buildup, the momentum starter, and then the steep incline. And then in the bull run, you have a 4th one, which is the parabolic phase. But you can see right now we're actually testing the uptrend right now, which we are below for GALA. So I guess this is a very important area. I guess this 236, since we're below, is a pretty important area at 4.4. If we get rejected here, then yeah, I can definitely see us coming back down on GALA. I'm glad I drew that. So we're going to get to some requests here. I know there's a bunch of them in the Discord. Let me pull up my Discord real quick. Okay, so we have HBAR, XRP, Casper, Kava, API3, KSM, LRC, LCX. So we're going to try to get through all those tonight, plus whatever you guys request here on the stream. So let's actually start from the top. We'll start with HBAR. So HBAR's up 6.1 at 4.4. Half the coins in circulation at 25 billion, 1.1 billion market cap. All-time high is 56 cents, top of the last bull run. Oh yeah, that is a decent sized move. So right now, I think a lot of coins that we look at now are going to be in that overbought territory. From what I've gathered, a lot of coins had a decent sized move the last couple days. This one didn't have the gradual build up as GALA did, but you can see we got way into the overbought territory in the RSI, constant sell signals while it's continuing upwards. MACD's heading in a bearish area. Just want to take a look at the 4 hour real quick. 4 hour just, so 4 hour, this is interesting. 4 hour just got the sell signal. So there's a good chance that, I don't even know if we can short HBAR on MEXC, but this might be one just to keep an eye on, guys. We're overbought on the RSI. We just got a sell signal. on the WTX, and the MACD is starting to head down bearish. So let's draw a fib on this and see what the retracements look like. Okay, so the first retracement is the 236 at the main support at 4.3 cents. So if we were to enter a short on this, I wouldn't do it until we broke below this 236. We had confirmation of a break, because this is kind of acting as a double support right here, and you can see the volume at the 236 is pretty large. So if we were to short H bar, I would do it around 4.3 and try to hit this volume gap right here down to the 618. But as of right now, we are getting a WTX sell signal. RSI is massively overbought. So I think for the time being, we're going to be heading down to test that 236 main support area at 4.3. If that does break, I think we're going to be moving down quickly. First up will be the 382, probably back test the 236, and then possibly a capitulation down to the 618 right here. But for the short term right now, I think the 236 pullback is going to be the play. And if we're going to short this thing, we have to have a confirmed breakthrough of the 236 and start hitting this volume gap so we can start picking up some momentum. But short term, that's approximately it's a 1% drop. That's really not a whole lot. And if you want to be bullish, we can see that retracement down to the 236 and then working our way up to this resistance area at 4.6. You can see we did have a slight pullback here, so it could just be a repeat pattern of that. So I guess this is all dependent on the 236, which I think is being pulled back to. The 236 is going to be the storyteller on H bar. So keep an eye on that price at 436. If we see a bounce off that, we can see a decent sized move up to around 4.6 cents. You can see the volume starts dying off here as well. So it could be a quick move up to that general area. And if we break below the 236 and get a confirmed breakthrough, first up will be the 382, and then we'll get a speedy drop, most likely down to the 618 at around 4 cents once we start hitting this huge volume gap. So I guess the story is keep an eye on the 236. Okay, so that was H bar. Let's check the Discord. So yeah, we have quite a bit in Discord. We have XRP. So from what I heard, XRP's flare token was supposed to drop today. Does anyone have confirmation on that? I heard the flare token was supposed to release on January 9th today. I don't hold any XRP, so I'm not sure how that works, but if there's any XRP holders in the live stream right now, did you guys get any flare token, or if you have any data on that or news? I really don't keep up to date on it, but I just saw that it was going to be dropped today. So XRP is up 2.1 at 35 cents, $3.40 5 years ago. All-time high, all-time low is 8. So the only reason this didn't make an all-time high in the last bull run was because of the SEC lawsuit. And usually I mention like, hey, it didn't make an all-time high in the last bull run. Why is that? You definitely want to look into it when I'm charting other coins. There was a reason why this did not make an all-time high, and that's because of the SEC lawsuit and everything like that, which suppressed the price. So that's really nothing to worry about right there. Once the SEC lawsuit gets all settled and XRP comes out on top, I'm expecting a very, very large move for XRP. No news as of... Yeah, flare. Is that that's what I said, right? Flare token. Oh, yeah. I just saw that flare token was supposed to be dropped on the 9th. So let's look at XRP real quick. So XRP still hovering the downtrend right here. So this didn't have a huge pump like a lot of the other coins have been having the last couple days. Man, this crypto market's been crazy. This little taste of what a bull run feels like, right? This bear market rally. So as of right now, XRP just seems to be consolidating around the main volume area. You can see we're bouncing between these two support areas of 34 cents and 33 cents right now. MACD starting to head down in a bearish area. RSI is pretty high in my opinion. We have not gotten a sell signal on the WTX yet. The last the last two times that we have been this high on the WTX, as you can see, it pushed us back down to the green area. So I'd be expecting another drop back down to the support area at 3.3 unless some sort of catalyst comes out or BTC starts taking off, because you can see BTC has been running the last couple of days and XRP really hasn't been doing anything. We've just pretty much been in a long-term consolidation on XRP pretty much since November. So I'm really not seeing a whole lot of price action happening for XRP right now. I mean, we can draw a fib on this to try to see what's going on, but I'm not very hopeful on it. So getting rejected, I'll zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. So getting rejected to 382 right here, breaking the 0.5. 618 is the main volume area support at 34 cents. We have the 786 where you can see it's been bouncing off as well. So I'm just seeing a consolidation between this general area right now. There's no indicator of a possible large move to the upside or downside. It's just showing consolidation for the short term. And I mean, consolidation is not a bad thing. It just means people are willing to accumulate that coin at the same price for a long period of time. And then eventually, you know, all the coins at that price range dry up and there's nowhere for the coin to go but upwards. Yeah, so XRP just looks like it's consolidating. So then we got Casper. So Casper's up 1.3%. So it has 10 billion circulating supply with the infinite max supply. I always warn of infinite max supply. I mean, Ethereum's an infinite max supply, but so was, you know, Terra Luna. It just means they can, you know, mint an infinite supply of it. So that's just something to always be cautious of. I'm not saying Casper's a bad purchase or anything like that. I mean, I own a lot of Ethereum and Ethereum has an infinite max supply. It's just, you always have to keep that in the back of your mind. If something goes south, they can mint a whole bunch more coins. Small market cap of only 313 million, all-time high is $1.33, top of the last bull run. We're currently down 97% from the all-time high, and the all-time low was 7 months ago at 2.2 cents. So if you would have bought 7 months ago, you'd be up 31% on your investment. So if you're a long-term holder of Casper, hopefully you're able to pick some up 7 months ago, because it's always a great feeling picking it up at the lowest price it's ever been. Oh man, chat's blowing up. I have to read through all these. So let's get into Casper. Man, I feel like I've been getting sick. I've been like having the stuffy nose, headache for the last couple days. I swear to God, ever since I had a kid, I've just been sick 24/7. It's ridiculous. That's what everyone says. Once you get a kid, they just bring home everything, and I swear that is true. I usually get like one cold a year, and I feel like it's just been the entire year. Okay, what am I doing? Okay. Actually, we're just gonna look at a KuCoin. So it looks like last time I tried a Casper, I thought we were going up to the 236. We actually went up to the 382. My brother is hospital with COVID. He's damn. Sorry to hear that. So Casper, right now you can see we are in the slight uptrend right here. Unfortunately, however, we did just put in a lower high. You can see we had a high right here, we had a low right here, we had a higher high right here, a higher low right here, and we just put in a lower high. So that's very unfortunate. But this uptrend from here to here is still intact, as you can see. That's just something we have to take into consideration for Casper. MACD's heading towards a bearish crossover. RSI is starting to tail back down, and the WTX is starting to tail back down. You can see when we're normally at these areas on the RSI, the past 2 times, we've seen a decent sized retracement. So what I'm kind of seeing for Casper right now, without drawing any fibs on this, I don't even think we need to draw a fib on this to see what direction it's going. But I think we're going to be retracing to this main volume support area. You can see there pretty much is a main volume, main support, uptrend convergence area right here at around 2.8 cents. So that's going to be a very important area for Casper, because if we break below that, it's going to be very difficult to get back above that. So this is kind of like a trifecta of support for Casper right there. So that's the price that we really need to keep an eye on, is that 2.8. Yeah, that 2.8 area, 2.8 cents. If we break below 2.8 and go down here, we're gonna have a hell of a time trying to get back over that. So if you're a Casper holder, you want it to bounce off that 2.8 right here. And I do think we are going to be retracing down to test this general area out. You can see there is a volume gap right here till we get there. But short term right now, that's approximately a 3% drop, which is definitely doable. So the only thing that I'm a little concerned about is we did put in a lower high, which usually means a lower low. So let's hope this triple support area right here kind of negates that, and we can start working our way up. Yeah, currently bounced off the 2.5. 786 is sitting exactly on top of that main support area. So I can't guarantee anything, but never mind. I was gonna say something, but I'm pretty damn sure we're gonna be heading back down here to test this 2.8 area out. It's looking promising. So let's keep an eye on that. That has to hold. If that breaks, then we're gonna be heading down much lower on Casper. CC is one of the few YouTube analysts I resonate with. Just good, honest trading analyst, the way it should be. I appreciate that, Road Dog. I watch all your videos and stuff too. Good stuff, man. Yeah, you guys should go check out his YouTube channel. He has some pretty good information on there. So let's get into Casper. Oh no, we did Casper. Where are we at next? Kava. So Discord channels, Kava. So once we get through all the Discord requests, because Discord gets priority, we'll be going by the live stream requests right here. So if you haven't already, make sure you join my Discord channel. I'm on there daily. We're all on there pretty much daily. Great group of people sharing a lot of really valuable information. So the link is below in the description if you want to join my Discord. So where are we looking at now? We're looking at Kava. So Kava had a nice rally too. I think we picked the right ones though in the Discord, longing GALA and Zilliqa. So far those seem like they went up the most. So Kava's up 7.7%. All the coins are in circulation, very small market cap, all-time high of 912, top of the last bull run, all-time low 3 years ago. I don't know much about Kava. I think it's available on Coinbase, right? No, it's not available on Coinbase. I don't know which one I'm thinking about then, but let's take a look at it. So Kava, WTX is pretty high, RSI is pretty high, MACD is heading down towards a bearish crossover. We have not gotten a sell signal yet on the WTX, which is rather interesting because you can see we had triple sell signals back here in October when we were a little bit lower than where we currently are, and we're not in the overbought territory yet. So there could be a possible move to the upside on Kava. I don't think we have much more juice left in the tank though. I think we already drank most of our moon juice on the way up. So you can see we're currently getting rejected off this main resistance area at 74 cents. So that's the price we really need to keep an eye on. If I draw a very large fib from the bottom to the top right here, you can see that is the 382 that we're currently getting rejected at as well. The main volume area is sitting on the 618. So the main volume area, when you're above it, kind of acts as a magnet, not a very hard magnet, but it when you're above it, it tends to draw you back towards, where the main volume is, because that's where all the volume's at. So the higher you go, the less volume you have. As you can see, the higher we went, the volume's dying off right here. We have a huge volume gap. So more likely than not for Kava, I think this run might be complete, and we're going to be retracing back down to the 618 area at around 6.6. I don't think it's gonna be a straight shot back down. I mean, we do have a main support here at around 6.7, but this is just calling for a retracement right here, in my personal opinion. I mean, if we do break above the 3.2, I just don't see us breaking above the 3.2, but if we did, here's some hopium for you guys. If we do, there is a chance we could wick up to around 80 cents. Is a very, very small chance we could wick up to 80 cents, but if that happened, that would cause that crash to happen much faster. But if I had to bet on it, I would bet that we are going to be retracing back down to the 618 eventually. I think this 382 main resistance area is going to just snuff us out, and we're going to be starting that first retracement back down to the 0.5 at 70, then main support, then inevitably the 618 and main volume areas is going to suck us up, and we'll be right back here where we started. Which actually wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, we could honestly, if we want to be if you want to talk bullishness, it's actually more bullish right now to retrace, in my personal opinion, because you can come down here, pick up some moon juice. I mean, we could possibly go to this main support and throw a wick down to this main volume area at 65. That would allow the indicators to cool down. You know, we could pick up probably 1 or 2 kegs of moon juice right there and then possibly blast up to this main resistance area. So a pullback always isn't bearish. So that's something you have to try to, I guess, put in your mind. Just because it pulled back, just because it's pulling back doesn't mean it's bearish. It's healthy for a coin to grow organically like that, up, down, up, down, up, down. When you just go straight up, you know what happens after that? Straight down. So let's just keep an eye on that retracement to one, oh shit, to one of these areas. First stop is the 0.5, and then I think we're going to be seeing this main volume area with either a wick or a hard candle for kava. Down is good. I'm a bear. Okay, so what do we got next? We got API 3. Oh, you know, we did this last time on the live stream, and API 3 was, I think it was below a penny or below $1 at the time of the last live stream, and I was like, I want to pick up some more. I want to pick up some more, and I don't think I ended up picking up API 3. And I really wish I was. I think it was 99 cents. No, I think it was $1. And I don't recall what it was. I know it was much lower than $1.26 during the last live stream. But I'm super bullish on API 3 in the long term. I mean, it's a up and coming competitor of Chainlink. It's nowhere near Chainlink. It's kind of doing what Chainlink's doing, but it has its own branch of it. You know, it's filling up on the gaps and everything like that. So let's get an API 3. It's up 5.3%. Yeah, API 3 recently went down to 99 cents. I think that's what we were talking about there. I wish I was able to pick some up. I would have picked up a big bag at 99 cents. I think it was John. John, didn't you pick up some during the last live stream? Somebody in the live stream mentioned that they were picking it up. But you can see right now we did recently just get a sell signal on the 4-hour. RSI is massively overbought, and the MACD is starting to head down in a bear scenario. So for API 3 right now, this set, why do I have a 786 there? Hang on, let me redraw this fib. Right now, the support area has to hold for API 3 at 121 in order to have some sort of chance of shooting back up to this main volume area. Yeah, 104 it was. Yeah, so you got a good deal on that. Yep, this is the one it's respecting. Okay, so as of right now, like I just mentioned, we have to keep an eye on this main support area for API 3. Son of a gun. You can see we are getting those sell signals flashing on the RSI and WTX while the MACD is cooling down. So I think our first stop is going to be this main support area right here at around 121. We break 121, we do have a 618 at 17. So these are the two areas that we have to hold up at the 618 right here if we break this main support. If not, we're going to be seeing a very, very quick drop back down to 110. And that's where I'm going to start eyeballing this thing on the daily to possibly get a good entry and pick up some more API 3. But for the short term right now, we are going to be having some sort of retracement. It's just how big is that retracement going to be? Last time we were overbought was back here in November, and we had that huge drop at the end of November. I don't think we're going to be having that huge drop on API 3 here. I think we're coming close to the end of the bear market, yeah. But who knows? BTC could crap the bed and everything could go to crap. So short term right now, let's keep an eye on a retracement down to this main support area at around $1.21. We break that, so it'll be the 618. And then this is where I'm going to be monitoring it closely, because we could be seeing a bounce off of that and continue up there. That still would maintain its bullish momentum. Like Chef said in the chat, everything's starting to look like kava. And this is very similar to kava. It's always beneficial to come back down sometimes and cool down on your indicator so you can make another large run up. And if we did come back down to the 618 right here, that would allow the indicator to drop below the red. The RSI would get back into a more reasonable area. And then we could talk about possibly making a move to the upside. So short term right now for API 3, I'm seeing a 4 or 5% minimum drop down to the 618. If you break below the 618, it's going to be a very, very quick drop to the 786 at $1.10. There's a huge volume gap right here. So this API 3 is either doing this or we're doing this. So I guess the 618 is going to be the storyteller. So you're like, hey, good TA, you said the coin could go up or down. I mean, I'm not wrong, right? The coin could go up or down. What I'm saying is we need to keep an eye on the 618. That's going to be the storyteller. So keep an eye on $1.18, $1.20. If we see it bounce off of there, then this is going to be the play. If we see it start crashing past the 618 at 118, then expect a very fast snowball effect down to the 786 double support area at around $1.10 for API 3. So then we have KSM. So KSM's up 2.7% today. So see, it's similar to every chart we've looked at so far. Indicators are pretty high. We aren't overbought yet on any of the indicators, but we're pretty high. You can see the RSI is pretty much riding on 73 right now. The WTX is at 57. MACD's at 11 right now. So MACD's actually not cooling down. You can see it actually had an engulfing candle happen. So it doesn't look like Kusama's done running yet. Oh, there we go. Wasn't respecting any fibs for a second. I was like, what's going on? So as you can see right now, the 618, it broke over the 618 on the larger fib right here. The 618 sitting on top of the main support area as well. We aren't overbought yet, and as you saw with a lot of coins we've looked at today, we can enter the overbought territory and still continue upwards. So for KSM right now, what I'm going to be looking for is this 0.5 area at around 26.89. That has to break in order for us to see a very large move. If we break over the 0.5 at 26, I think we could see a very, very quick move up to the 382. That would bring us into the overbought territory, and I think that would be the top for KSM before we started that slow retracement back down. So for right now for KSM, I think the main target that we really need to keep an eye on is the 0.5 area at 26. At 26.95, 26.85, or that general area right there. You can see there isn't a whole lot of volume in this general area either. So when you get up in that low volume area, it tends to move quicker through that. Oh, KSM long. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I think there's better coins that you can long right now. So let's just keep an eye on KSM up to 0.5. We can't break below the 618 right here. The 618 is a double support for us. We do have a main volume area at 25 right here, but I think if we break the 618, everything's going to start tumbling down, and we'll probably most likely head back down to around $25 to $24 for KSM. But in the short term right now, I think what we're going to be seeing is a battle of this 0.5 area at 26.90. And like I mentioned, if we end up breaking that, it's going to be a quick move up to the 382 at around 28. I think it's possible. I mean, indicators are high, but all the indicators are high on a lot of coins right now, and they're still continually moving up. So as long as Powell's speak doesn't crash Bitcoin, then we're going up. If Powell's speech crashes Bitcoin, starts crashing Bitcoin, then the ideal thing is to short every single coin, especially GALA and Zilliqa. Okay, almost done with the Discord requests. LRC. Yeah, this might be a good shorting opportunity. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into this. I don't know if we can short this on MEXC though. So loop rings up 3.4 at 2.2, 1.3 billion max, 1.2 billion in circulation, 279 million market cap, 375 1 year ago. What I like about this and why I'm thinking it might be a possibly good shorting opportunity is because we had several sell signals in a row. And usually when you get several sell signals in a row, the juice starts dying out, and you can see they constantly get higher and higher and higher. And this one's pretty damn high right here. So there's a good chance that this one might be the last sell signal. So let's actually draw a fib on this and see what the possible retracement levels are. Okay, so as of right now, we're sitting on the 0.5. If the 0.5 break, I wouldn't short this. I wouldn't short this. If this 0.5 breaks, there's an actual literal volume gap right there. Like there's no volume at this area. If we break above this 0.5, we're going to see a really quick move up to the 382 at around, oh, this is the Bitcoin calculation, up to 135 Bitcoins. Let's actually look at this on US. What did I draw it on? This right here. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, so if we do break above that 236 or that 0.5 right there, it's good. I think we're really seeing a quick movement to the upside. The volume just dies out, similar to when we go downwards through a volume area like right here. It happens very, very fast, and you can see this general whole area right there is a volume gap on loop ring, from the main volume all the way up to around 23 cents is just a giant volume gap. And every time we start touching or dipping our toes in that, we tend to work our way down pretty fast. So if we do break above the 236, I would expect a very quick move up to around 23 cents for loop ring. Even though these indicators are showing massively overbought, several other coins have had several sell signals with indicators being massively overbought. I'm just cautious on getting in the longs and shorts right now because of Powell's speech tomorrow morning. And I'm not going to be awake much longer, and I hate leaving trades open when I sleep. So it really doesn't give me enough time to enter a trade and watch it throughout the day. But if I did, if Powell wasn't speaking tomorrow, this would definitely be on my radar for a possible long up to around 23 cents, hitting this volume gap area. I definitely think that is going to be the case here. Even though we are showing a sell signal on the WTX and everything like that, as of right now, everything's starting to take off, and I think this 236 is going to break. Yeah, let's keep LRC in our bag. We might pull it out a little bit later, but not right now. But that's something to remember on LRC. If you long and short, there's a very, very large volume gap right here, and you can definitely use that to your advantage in the long term. So between 20 cents and 23.75, there's really no volume for LRC. So that usually means very quick movement through those general areas. So if you're a person that does futures, these volume gaps are your friend. And finally, last one on Discord, and then we can get to the chat requests. LRC or LCX. LCX is down 2.6 at 950 million, 775. Extremely small market cap. I've talked about this before. This is definitely a moonshot gamble coin. I mean, with a small market cap like this, and I think it's actually listed on Coinbase too, on such a large exchange. So when coins start taking off and the bull run starts and retail people start flocking back in, they're not going to go to MEXC or KuCoin or anything like that. They're going to go to the one. They're going to go to the ones that they know. They're going to go to Coinbase. They're going to go to crypto.com and everything like that. So having a coin like this listed on such a large exchange at such a cheap price, retail investors don't know jack squat about crypto. They'll say, hey, this coin's 5 cents. I can buy a bunch of these coins for 5 cents. So they just buy this random coin at 5 cents, not knowing that the market cap is extremely low, and all that buying power that goes into that coin with a small market cap just makes the price run up. I've seen it happen several times. So as you can see, 56 cents was the all-time high last bull run. Let's get into LCX. So LCX right now, look at this thing. Hitting some heavy resistance at 5.5 cents. We've tested it once, twice, 3 times. We're getting pretty squeezed at this general area. Let's see what's going on here, because this is kind of odd. Might actually draw a large fib on this. We're to be drawing large fibs. No, it is this one. Okay, so we're finding some resistance at that 382. We're really not touching it, but we have been throwing wicks up there. You can see the 618 is what's been holding us up recently, and then this 0.5 is where we're currently at. So we're constantly getting sell signals on the WTX while the WTX is starting to tail back down. The MACD really doesn't know what it wants to do. You can see it's constantly flipping green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that's really bad drawing right there. You know, you have this consolidation within this triangle right here, and this is not bullish by any means. Us not being able to overtake that 55 cents is not bullish, and all we're doing is getting squeezed very, very tightly in here. And usually when you get squeezed, I say, hey, you'll see a breakout to the upside, but this is not a bullish pennant. This is actually going to be a bearish movement, my personal opinion. So for LCX right now, I think what's going to happen is if this 0.5 breaks, our next steps will be the 618 around 4.5 cents. And then we do have a lot of main support areas to hold us up on this way back down. And there's really no big volume gaps. So for LCX, I think it's just a matter of time till this starts tumbling back down. First stop will be the 618 at 4.5, followed by the main support at 4.3, and then 4 even, and then so on and so forth. So for right now, I'm going to be expecting approximately a 9% drop back down to the 618 right here. That's what it's calling on the larger fib. Let's see what's happening with the smaller. Yeah, 4.5 is the 382 on the small fib. So if we break this 236 at 49 at 5, it's going to be down to the 382 right here at 4.5 cents. 9% drop. And if that breaks, it's dropping to the main support at 4.3. But I think if we break below 5, it's gonna be a quick drop to 4.5. So I think LCX might be seeing a 9-10% drop here pretty soon. So with that, I am all caught up with the Discord request. I'm not going to scroll through all the chats and look for requests. So starting from right now, I will take requests from the chat. So if you have any requests you'd like me to look at, start typing them in the chat now, and I will take them. Super chats get, of course, obvious priority for charting requests. But let's get some coins in here to chart, guys. What do you guys want to look at? While I'm waiting for people to put requests in, let's look at Sol. I actually had a pretty damn good call on Sol, I think. I'm bullish on Sol. If you've been following me for a while, I'm bullish on Sol. I talked about this on my last Sol video and it played out perfectly. If you don't believe me, go to my last Solana video. I actually went in depth on what a bullish pennant is. And this was a bullish pennant to a T. We had that breakout to the upside, but I only thought it was going up to the 236 at 15. This thing broke through that and went all the way up past the 0.5, all the way up to $17.50. So as of right now, we had one step. This could be a start of a large step pattern, but you can see previously when we got a sell signal, which was January 23rd, that was the start of this bullish pennant drop. So I think what's going to be happening is that tight consolidation on Solana right now. So let's actually draw a fib from here to here and see what's going on. Or do we want to go from here to there? I think we're going from here to there. Yeah, so as of right now, we're being held up by the 236. We do have a main support area at 14.75. There is a volume gap right here. That's why we got this really quick green candle through this volume gap area. So what I'm kind of hoping for is a continuation upwards, but unfortunately, I don't think that's to be the case. RSI is extremely high. MACD is heading towards a bearish crossover. We got a sell signal on the WTX. Last time we had this 3 scenario right here, the 3 wise men, we had a sell signal right here. We had a sell signal on the RSI. We had a sell signal or a bearish crossover on the MACD. You can see we dropped and consolidated. But unfortunately, we don't have a main volume area to hold us up right here. The only reason we consolidated right here is because that's where the main volume area was. We are now above the main volume area, and since we are above the main volume area, like I mentioned earlier in the live stream, it does have a slight magnetized pull, or whatever you want to call it, towards the candle. So when you're above it, it likes to pull you back down to the main volume area, because of course that's where the main volume's at. So for the short term right now, the 236 has to hold, but unfortunately I just don't see it holding. I think right now we're going to be seeing a dip down to the 382 at around 15.12, $15. And I think $15 would be the new 13. You remember how we were consolidating between that $13, $14 area? I think for Solana it's going to be 15 now. Now we're going to be dropping down to that $15 area, and we're going to be bouncing between the 382.5 right here at around $14.50 to $15. I think that's going to be the next $13 area, similar to here for Solana. So I think we're going to be dropping down to the 382 at 15. And like I mentioned, a lot of times I do Solana's only $16.42 right now. All-time high was $259 a year ago. Even if it doesn't reach its all-time high, a 10x from here is only $160, and I think that's definitely doable in the next bull run, guys. I definitely think it's doable. I don't think Solana's going to die. It might not be as prominent as it was in the previous bull run, but it's not going to die, and I do think it will perform well in the bull run. Even if it doesn't reach its $259 all-time high from the last bull run, I can easily see it getting up to around $100, $160. So that's my little spiel on Solana. Preach. Okay, so now we're getting into the requests. I have Kevin Brown for my pixels, WTKCS. Does WTX CSC, are those coins, or does that mean something? Tron's up 0.1%, one of those infinite supply coins. So even if the total supply and circulating supply are all in circulation, always be wary of infinite supply. 5 billion market cap. I thought TRX was supposed to shit the bed. Thought there was some bad news coming out about it. Well, that doesn't look like crap in a bed to me. That looks like a decent sized pump. As of right now, WTX is not in the sell category. RSI isn't extremely high, but if we just look at the recent past history, if I just draw a trend line right here, or a mean line, I guess you could say, where is it? We've normally been topping out around this general area on the RSI. You can see we topped out back here in November, topped out here late November, topped out around this area in December, topped out here in middle of December, topped out here beginning of January. So this is a usual area where the RSI starts retracing, and as you can see, it is at a main resistance area, which has held us down since we fell below it. We fell below it in November. We tested it on December 1st. We tested it on December 10th, broke above it briefly on the 15th, tested again on the 23rd, tested it on January 3rd, and every time we have been rejected. So that is just something to take into consideration here. We are battle testing this main resistance area without any breakthrough yet. And every time we've tested this general area, the RSI has been at the area that it's been at, or the area that it's at right now, every time we've tested this resistance. So unfortunately, I'm going to be calling a pullback down to this main support area at around 5.3. I just don't think it has doesn't have it in itself to break through. So if we go by the fibs, so fib area, you can see we actually wicked down to the 382 right here, hovering below the main volume area. So I think the next step for TRX would be this 382 at around 5.4, and inevitably working our way down to the 0.5. Honestly, TRX, we could actually go down to the 618 and still maintain the small bullish movement that we've had since the 6th of January. Because you can see, went up here, put in a high, put in a low, put in a high, come down here, put in a higher low. So I would actually prefer, if I was a TRX holder, I would actually prefer that it went down to the 618, because there's the double support area right here. That would allow the indicators to cool off, allow the bear scenario to play out in the MACD, And that would give us a great running opportunity to get through this resistance area that's kept us below since November. So I would, if I was a TRX holder, I'd be wanting it to go down to 5.2. I think that would be the best case scenario for TRX for a possible breakthrough of this resistance area. So short term right now, first stop will be the 382 at 5.4. Next stop will be the main support at 5.3. And for hopes, let's say the 618 at the double support right here for a reversal and finally break through this resistance area. So this is kind of what I'm seeing for TRX. We have a bottom, top, and put in a higher bottom, and then work our way up from there. You've been trying to short TRX. TRX pretty much has been moving sideways. So Jasmine's next. Let's look at Jasmine. I'm still hung up on HT and TRX FUD. Yeah, that's a crazy chart. Isn't that trippy looking? Holy crap. Let me see if there's a better one. Yo, Chef Natron with the super chat. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Supporting me in a bear market. Much appreciated. So Jasmine right now is at this resistance area, and it's also the 382. RSI is pretty high. We haven't gotten a sell signal on the WTX. MACD is starting to head towards a bearish crossover. Jasmine hasn't been performing well for a very long time. This is a decent rally, one of the best rallies I've seen on Jasmine in a while, and unfortunately I think it's about ready to come to an end. You can see we do have this double resistance area at the 382. If we do not break above this 382, we'll most likely head back down to this double support at the 618. So what I'm kind of looking for on Jasmine, if you want Jasmine to be bullish, we have to have a retracement down to this 0.5 area and see a bounce from there and a continuation up to the 236. If we break below this 0.5 at 300374, then I think this run's going to be over and we're going to start making some lower lows and working our way down. So for right now, I'm going to have to be bearish on Jasmine. Indicators are pretty high, are high, and we're starting to head bearish on the MACD, and we're at a double resistance area. And just judging by the past performance of Jasmine, I just don't think it has it in itself to break through this resistance at this point. So first stop will be the 0.5 at 3.7, and hopefully we get a bounce off that and a breakthrough up to the 236 at 4.2. If we break below this 0.5 right here, then that's all she wrote, and we're heading down to the 618 at 3.4. So with that, we're going to jump in the near with the super chat. So near's down 2.4, 1 billion max, 844 million in circulation, 1.3 billion market cap, $20. That's not bad. I'm $1 right here, and next bull run will probably beat that. So we could probably see an easy 20x. No, that's not 20x. 10x plus 15x. So 2044 a year ago, all-time low is 52 2 years ago. I feel like I just charted near a little while back. Oh, look at that. Every chart's looking exactly the same. This looks just like Jasmine right now. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to toss Jasmine on top of this. They have no correlation with each other whatsoever. This is just purely for, I want to look at them both together. So yeah, look at that. That's crazy. Looks just like Jasmine. Yeah, so on the very, very large fib, this is the 786 area. You can see we hovered around that 786 area all through December until we couldn't break over it, and that caused this huge capitulation down in the main support at 128. We finally recovered from that huge drop right here. We're back at the large fib 786 area, so we have recovered a decent amount since then. And if we start dropping these fib areas down, we look, I think we look from right here. I think this is where it's at. 1 second. No, this is where it's at right here. So you can see that's respecting this fib area right here. We broke above the 786, which is on the main support. Retrace to the 0.5 right here, touching this fib right here. Yeah, this is the valid fib area. So as you can see right now, we do have a sell signal on the WTX. We were overbought on the RSI. The MACD, even though it's crossed over bearish, we really haven't been having any large movement on the MACD right here. So just show me the momentum is disappearing. And 1 second, I need to toss an indicator on real quick. It looks like my volume indicator disappeared. And you can see we are below the main volume. So the main volume area is acting as our resistance. That's what was kind of tripping me up. I'm like, why is it stopping right here? It's not stopping on a fib. It's because the main volume area is right there. You can see we are within a gap area right here. So that's something to take into consideration. We were currently overbought on the 5th of January. And even though we were overbought, we did go higher. So there is a possibility that we could see a bounce off the 236 right here at around 162 and continue up to this main resistance area right here. But right now the main volume area is holding us down. So there's two different scenarios going on here. Either we're going to be bouncing off this 236 and heading up to this main resistance area at 173. But I think if we did head up here, we'd probably go to $1.75, honestly. $1.75. If we do break below this 236, however, our next support is the 382 at around 155. So I guess your storyteller or your make or break point will be this 236 at around $1.60. Yeah, I'd say 161, 160 cents, chef. That would be your make or break moment. And let's see what this uptrend looks like real quick. Yeah, I guess we would actually have to bounce right here. Touching. We're touching it right now. Yeah, so this candle right here, we need to go now. It looks like this is what we need right now. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, similar. Let's actually delete all these lines real quick. We're on to something. We're on to something here. Yeah, so we can't fall below this uptrend right here. We fall below this uptrend, the next stop will be that 236 main support at 160. And then we're most likely, if we do drop below this, you'll end up coming back up to test it as resistance. So I'd be keeping a close eye on this uptrend right here. You can see we did get a decent bounce off of it, but we're starting to see that retracement. Unfortunately, I don't know, we did put in a higher high there. So on the 1 hour chart, however, you can see the MACD is about ready to flip bullish. RSI is actually pretty low. I mean, it's at the 50% area at 52, and the WTX is reset at 0. So on the 1 hour chart, we're looking prime for a possible move back up to this 170, 172 area, but we'd have to break it on that attempt, because as you can see, this is a 1 top, 2 top. If we head up here and don't break it on the 3rd attempt, then we're going to get that drop top. So I think we're going to be working our way towards a 3 top here, honestly, near. And then that actually backs up that 4 hour prediction of a movement back up to the main volume area. Yeah, so let's keep an eye on a 3 top for near. $160. So how do you get the volume indicator like that? Well, my volume indicator is called Volume Profile by KV4 Coins. So this is the one that you want if you want the same indicator as mine. Trust me, I spent a long time just looking through hundreds of indicators, finding ones that I actually liked and were actually useful, because there's a ton of indicators that have a bunch of information on it that it's just useless. It's like, hey, let's throw a bunch of things onto one indicator so people don't have to buy pro. That's the only reason they do that, so you can have 3 indicators on one indicator, because you know how you're only allowed to have like 3 or 4 unless you buy pro. I'm able to have, I think, 6. So that's why when you get those multiple indicators on one thing, they're actually not as reliable as an indicator specifically meant for the one thing that you got it for. So let's see what's pumping. Aptos up 31%. Let's take a look at this thing, see if there might be a good short coming up. So Aptos is up 30%, 518. See, this is the thing, everyone's saying Aptos is going to be the next big thing and everything like that. I don't think, I strongly don't believe that's going to be the case. They had a horrible launch. I mean, look at this thing, launch and instantly shit the bed, and then shit the bed even more. It's supposed to be backed by a lot of big celebrities and stuff like that, and I tend to stay away from, you know, big people. Celebrities don't know jack shit about, you know, crypto and stuff. They're just getting paid to back it, you know. So that's the kind of stuff I kind of try to stay away from. Look at the utility, don't look at who is promoting it. Damn. Man, this thing took off. Yo, this thing's about ready to flip bearish. Since this initial run up right here, we have not entered a bearish scenario yet, and we're about ready to flip bearish on this coin. So I think a good short opportunity might be coming up for this. I don't know if this is available on MEXC, but like I said, I'm not going to short or long anything until after Powell speaks. Yeah, look at this. There's a huge volume gap right here too. So Aptos right now is massively overbought, about ready to flip bearish on the MACD. This 236 is holding us down. What I think is what we're going to be seeing is a drop back down to the 382 right here. If we fall below this 382 at around 495, it's going to be a really quick gap fill down to the 786. I mean, there's really no volume in here, and that's why we had this initial pump right here. You can see as soon as we got over the 786 right here, we hit this volume gap and shot straight up to 510. Similar situation on the way back down, guys, and we are overbought right now. So Aptos is looking like we might be seeing a decent sized retracement. If you're an Aptos holder, I think you might be able to pick this coin up at a little bit cheaper here pretty soon. Four-hour chart. We haven't got a sell signal yet on the 4-hour chart. So this is what I found out on Zilliqa today. So after Zilliqa had that huge retracement, I did a little bit of a deep dive for myself, and on the 1-hour chart, on the 1-hour chart, it printed sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, but continued to work its way back up. What's it called? The volume. It's called volume profile. KV4 coins. So, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I was looking at Zilliqa after we had that huge drop right there, and on the 1-hour chart, it was constantly printing sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, sell signal, but going up. But when you looked at the 4-hour chart on Zilliqa, as soon as we got a sell signal on the 4-hour, that's when we started that retracement. Let's, for example, let's go to Zilliqa real quick. You can see this is the 4-hour chart. As soon as we got that sell signal on the WTX right here, we started dropping really fast. And like I mentioned on the 1-hour chart, we got several sell signals beforehand. So the 1-hour chart WTX wasn't reliable, but the 4-hour chart, as soon as we got that sell signal on the WTX, we saw that large drop right here. I should have saw that. So similar to that, we're going back to Aptos. Aptos on the 4-hour chart has not gotten a sell signal yet. So what I'm kind of waiting for is that sell signal to show up on Aptos on the 4-hour chart, and then I think we'll be seeing that quick drop back down On the 4-hour chart, however, it's not as large of a volume gap until you fall below the 0.5 at 475. But nonetheless, being this high and this overbought, I think we will see a decent sized retracement. First stop on the 4-hour would definitely be the 382 right here at around $4.91. That's the double support at the 382. We break below that, we'll most likely be held up at the 0.5. You see there's a pretty large spike in volume right there. So Aptos does look like it's about ready to have some sort of retracement. I would just wait for that sell signal to print on the 4-hour chart. But man, if we break below that 382 right here, bam, quick drop. So Aptos is looking pretty tasty. Fortunately, I'm not shorting or longing until, I'm probably not going to do any trades tomorrow, honestly. Just too volatile of a day. That's crazy. The worst performer of the day is only down 5.3%, and it happens to be ETC. Oh my gosh, I have not charted quant. What's going on? Bad charting crypto. Ah, man, quant just won't drop, will it? 120 $120 quant right now. Okay, so quant right now, 4-hour, we're between resistance and support area. The next resistance is at 126. We have not gotten a sell signal yet on the WTX. RSI is high, but we do enter the overbought territory quite frequent on quant. MACD kind of had a fake out. We had an engulfing candle for a continuation to the upside. Let's go into this bottom right here. Yeah, so as of right now, quant is being held up by held down by the 382. I do think that we could have some momentum to break through this, but first we're going to be seeing a pullback back down to the 0.5 at around 117, and then we could possibly see that run up to around 125. This has happened quite a bit for quant, as you can see. Previously back here, we ran up to 125, broke over it just for a small period of time, then worked our way back down. So I think that is going to be the case for quant. I think we're going to be seeing $125 quant here pretty soon, guys, at this main resistance area at 126. That's on the 4-hour. Let me actually look at the day. The day chart has our main resistance at 124. 125 is the 236. Yeah, $125 quant looks like it's gonna be the play. One day chart doesn't look like it's about ready to flip bearish at all. That's interesting. Yeah, so either we're going to be having that pullback to the 0.5, or if you just want to go by the day chart says, hey, screw that, I'm not going to pull back. I'm going to continue up to 125, because the day chart isn't showing any signs of pulling back whatsoever. But day chart you really don't use for short terms like that, because you can see RSI, we've had a ton of up and downs right here with the RSI pretty much moving sideways. So you really don't want to use the RSI and stuff like that. The WTX is absolutely useful on the day chart. The day chart, the WTX is actually deadly because there's a ton of information that goes in. So if you get a sell signal on the day chart, I would say a good 88-90% of the time it's going to be accurate, because it's a longer term time frame. Yeah, the WTX is actually a really powerful indicator, guys. You can see it flashed a sell signal right here. It was correct. Flashed a sell signal right here was correct. I mean, if you just traded off the WTX signals, you'd have more wins than losses. See the green signal flash right here, buy. So when it flashed that green, you place a buy order, and then you just wait for it to print a red one. And then it printed a red one here at 122. So then you sell, and then you just wait for it to print a buy signal. You would get that buy signal right here on December 22nd, then wait for it to print a sell signal. The sell signal would have been 117. So technically you could just use the WTX as a standalone indicator. I mean, it's more right than, from what I've noticed, it's more correct than incorrect, except when you start getting massive repeats like this. Yeah, Quan is going nuts, man. I'm just so glad I was able to pick up a bag at around 50 bucks. Oh man, if we could go back there, huh? Back to, what was that, June? Back when difference was calling $6 quant. I honestly, now that quant has performed so well, I'm honestly shocked that we actually went down this low to 43. It almost makes me feel like it was manipulated so big investors could get in at a cheap price on quant, because it has just been holding up outstanding during this bear market. Is it Friday yet? Huh. I don't remember the last time I charted YFII, but apparently I said it's going to the moon. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Yeah, Wi-Fi is to continue its consolidation around the main volume area 786. I hope so, man. We're all going to be rich if we hold during this bear market. Just accumulate. That's the plan. My goal is to be retired before I'm 40, and I'm only, I think I'm 31. I think I'm 30, 31. I'm old. Oh yeah, Wi-Fi isn't going to do jack. Wi-Fi is just going to consolidate right now. Wads pay. We'll see if we can even find a chart on this. What's this listed on? Oh, we should be able to find a chart on it. Down 2% and doesn't have a market cap or circulating supply listed on CoinGecko. 250 million total supply. Doesn't have a max supply listed either, so make sure you do your own research. All-time high was 41 cents, top of the last bull run. All-time low was 5 months ago at 0.004. Dang. That's nasty. That's a nasty drop. The drop below a penny. That's disgusting. I really want to know what the market cap is on this. On in 2018. Yeah, I've never even heard of this coin. Yeah, there's no chart on it. I need to start having my deck screener up so I can chart these shit coins. So Casino Coin, similar situation, down 1.10001. These are all moonshot gamble coins. I mean, the 24-hour volume is only $17,000. 100,000 has 65 billion max supply. I don't know the circulating supply. Market cap, no market cap listed. All-time low was 2 years ago. All-time high was 5 years ago. So I would stay away from this coin. That's not financial advice, but I would not touch this coin. Didn't make an all-time high. It's down over 100% from the all-time high. Hasn't made a bull run, or hasn't made a high in the bull run. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this. This coin's dead. Yeah, I can't chart this. If I had to guess, we're consolidating. There's just not enough volume going on here. You see all these gaps, but if I had to guess, we're consolidating on the main volume area at 138. WTX, last time we printed a sell signal was in December, so our WTX is pretty high. This is a normal area where we retrace. RSI is actually pretty high for this coin. We're at 74 right now. WTX is about ready to flip bearish. So as of right now, with all those indicators, that's pretty much all I have to go off of, because there's really no, yeah, I can't even do that. So as of right now, this is what I'm kind of seeing. It runs on XRP. Huh. You know what? If it runs on XRP, that explains why the all-time high was 5 years ago. So, I mean, if that's true, I don't know anything about this coin either. I don't know if you're talking about Casino Coin or not, but if Casino Coin, if you're talking about that's listed on X, or if that runs on XRP, that explains why the all-time high was 5 years ago, because XRP's all-time high was 5 years ago. So if this moves with XRP, then yeah, I mean, yeah, moonshot gamble coin, but I still wouldn't touch it. So with that, guys, I have time to chart one more coin tonight on the live stream. What do you guys want? We charted quite a few coins tonight. We charted, I am not going to list them all. I'll list a few. We charted Solana, Zilliqa, GALA, HBAR, XRP, Casper, API3, KSM, LRC, LCX. So a bunch of other ones. So who wants the last coin of the night? Yeah, I can look at FET. Charizard. I've always wanted a Charizard tattoo. Okay, so Fetch AI is up 4.1% at 15 cents, 1.1 billion max, 1 billion in circulation, and 157 million market cap. All-time high was $1.17, top of the last bull run. All-time low was 3 years ago at 008. Currently available on the following exchanges down here. So Binance is currently the most active exchange for this coin, as it states right here. This must be new. They never really had this data that I remember. Fetch price is up 4.1% in the last 24 hours. Has a circulating supply of 1 billion. Okay, so let's jump into this. I think I don't remember the last time I charted this. Well, judging by those circles, I was saying, hey, this looks like this right here, and this looks like this right here. So be careful of some sort of retracement or something like that. Not gonna pretend like I remember what I said, but if I had to make a guess, that's what it was. But yeah, it does look very similar to this previous run up right here. We have the double top, and then started the retracement. However, though, these indicators are looking pretty promising on the 1 hour chart. So RSI is tailing back down. MACD is still bearish, but about ready to flip bullish. WTX is pretty low. So what I'm kind of seeing right now is, even if we do retrace back down to this area at 13 cents, it'd be beneficial. It would actually be beneficial for FET to do that. We'd probably enter very, very briefly in the oversold territory. This WTX would most likely touch the green, and then that would give us a ton of juice to blast through this resistance area, because you can see we pretty much tested it 3 times. 1, 2, come up to test it a 3rd time, and this could be like the most optimal setup would be reset on all these indicators, be oversold, play out bearish on the MACD, and then get a run up here. But let's actually draw a fib on this and see what's going on. I think this is the fib right here, if I had to guess, which that's pretty much all I do, right? Guess. Well, it's called technical analysis. I mean, there we are right there. Okay, so we might not even retrace all the way back down to this 0.5. The indicators are low enough that we could actually bounce off this 382 right here at around 14.5 and then continue up to try to overtake this resistance area. So I would keep a close eye on this 382 at around 14.5. And then I think we could get a bounce off that, then work our way up to test this resistance area. But just be careful, because I think this might be the last attempt at breaking through this. If we don't break through it on this 3rd attempt, that could cause that capitulation downwards. But I do think in due time, in the recent future, we are going to be seeing a test of this resistance area at 17 cents. We're either going to be bouncing off this 382 and heading up there, or bouncing off this 0.5 and heading up there. So keep an eye on the 382 at 14.5. And if you see a decent bounce off that, there's a good chance we're running up to test this main resistance at 17. If you see us break below the 382 at 14.5, I'd keep an eye on this 0.5 area at around 13.8, and then a bounce off 13.8, then most likely a run up to test that main resistance area. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now for fetch. I'm not seeing a capitulation down here yet. It's looking like it definitely wants to test this resistance area out one more time. So FET is looking pretty, I guess, slight pullback to continuation to the upside. Awesome. So with that, guys, I'm going to end the live stream. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Thank you, Chef Natron, for the super chat. It's amazing that people are supporting me in a bear market. Channels like mine tend to not do well during bear markets, and as you can see why, I do TA and price prediction, and no one really is in crypto in a bear market except you guys, and you guys are the ones who are going to reap the rewards at the end of this bear market by buying these cheap coins and selling them to those suckers who are sitting on the sidelines. So just stick in there, guys. I think the end of the bear market is coming pretty soon, probably a lot sooner than you guys think. Just stay strong. I know it's hard. Just diamond hand it, man. You'll be so thankful in 2024, 2025 when we're blasting off and making some mad gains. So with that, I appreciate everybody coming out and support my channel. If you haven't already, please press that like button. It helps my channel grow, helps the algorithm on YouTube. And you can also join my Discord channel or my Twitter. The links are below in the description. I'm on the Discord daily. We have a lot of valuable information on there. It's not a cult-like Discord, just a very chilled Discord where we just chat. Almost feels like family in there. So with that, guys, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, and I'll see you guys next time on Charting Crypto.